it's interesting. I used to have this professor at Oxford, okay, Dr. Wickham. His name was, he was like this massive fat guy, you know, a huge big guy. We used to call him, you know, well, I won't tell you what we used to call him, but he taught biomolecular kinetics and cellular dynamics. And he used to sort of scare the underclassmen with this story about how the world would eventually be eviscerated by technology. You see, it was inevitable that a compound would be created, which he referred to as the anti-God. It was like an accelerated mutator, a sort of, you know, like an unstoppable force of destructive power that would just lay waste to everything, to buildings and parks and streets and children and ice cream parlors, you know? So whenever I see like a rogue organization willing to spend this amount of money on a mystery tech, I always assume it's the anti-God. End of the world kind of stuff, you know? But no, I don't have any idea what it is. I was just speculating.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 149. Wow. And today we are talking about Mission Impossible 3. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew, very expensive bunny appendage, Jimison.
Hello there.
Hi. How are you, pal?
I'm okay.
Okay, good. Corny, that look in your eye is a pain in my ass, Logan.
I was going to say stop eating my sesame cake, but it's still Orlando.
Yeah, that's wrong. Large black
close
man.
enough, right?
Yeah, okay. If you say so. And Sam, back when cell coverage was shaky vector.
Yes, exactly. I didn't see too many not flash marks. What do you call that in this film? The trademark J.J. Abrams.
That glare,
film glare,
film glare,
flash,
the flares. Yes, yeah, lens flares. That's the phrase.
Lens flares. Thank you.
There was a few,
the
but
point
yeah,
flares.
not as much. Yeah.
Hey, there was at least one flare.
There was a flare gun. Yeah, in fact,
That's true.
Yeah,
and then Ric Flair showed up. Woo! Woo!
That would be great if he did. Yeah, this happened.
Rudy, I shot a guy with a flare gun. Cool.
Yeah. So.
Wow. Were you ready for that?
No, I just have it nearby.
I'm very impressed that you got to that quick.
Well, you know, it's
usually there's some stuttering and dead air between the times we make a comment and there's a good audio.
No, you're actually very, very accurate in that. In fact, I was actually surprised I had it as high up in my list as I could. It's right beneath.
This is a stupid problem to have, but it is a problem nonetheless.
And then right above.
Not a great plan.
So anyway.
All right.
Yeah. So
Hey, speaking of our boy from Bad Boys 2, I don't know if I could take my boss seriously if he sounded like that, even if he was a murderer.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
this is a stupid big problem.
He does kind of sound like Speedy Gonzalez. Like he does kind of sound like a racist.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. So, like Michael Bay was like, okay, I know you're actually Mexican, but you don't sound Mexican enough for the movie. And since this whole movie is nothing but racial overtones, not undertones, but overtones.
I'm gonna need you.
Overtones, yeah.
This up.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to Mexican this up. I guess he's Cuban, so I need you to Cuban this up.
It's like the opposite of what they told, not Harrison Ford, Robin Hood guy.
Kevin
like,
Costner.
Kevin Costner. They're like, we need you to be a little more English for this. No.
Unlike other Robin Hoods.
Yeah.
I speak with a British accent.
He's like, yeah, I can do British accents about as well as that Sean Allred guy, so I'm just going to do my normal American accent. Okay.
Isn't he British?
Kevin Costner? No.
No. Kevin, the other guy.
The other
Walter
guy.
Cronkite.
Walter Cronkite? Well, I'm sorry, Carrie Ellis?
Carrie Ellis? Ellis? How we say this also?
I'm confused what's happening.
No, the Scott Shepherd.
This is great.
You just mentioned
What is happening?
This is, you go home and blank the prom queen.
Oh, Sean
Connery?
Thank you. Yes.
Walter Cronkite.
What drugs are you on, man?
Just some old white guy with facial hair. Yeah, you know.
There you go. Yeah. I finally got to it.
Concrete.
Sometimes it takes me a little while. Sorry about that.
I'm surprised you didn't say Joe Pesci. I said it first.
Hey.
With the dementia, I
Really?
forgot that name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Hey, that was a very early Joe Pesci sighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
I decided to go ahead and just get it out of the way.
I just need to check that off my list and go on with my day.
It would be kind of fun if we had a bingo card. You know, like if people listening could create a bingo card. All right,
Dude. I like this game.
So
I use bingo cards all the time.
Um,
In my classrooms, they've got these online creators that you can create and like have different ones.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that for like a link to the website.
Yeah, you should do that. So people can download it and print it out and play along. So it would be
absolutely
like the Joe Pesci sighting, the Tucker and Dale dog clip would be one. I don't know what the Chad,
What do they get as a prize?
A Chad reference.
Yeah, there you go.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. And that's what it would say. It would just say Chad reference and then parentheses God rest his soul.
Yeah.
May you rest in peace. I like this. We'll have to keep thinking of more things that recur. On
Interactive
the show.
with our listeners.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? I got a great idea.
What's up?
We should design a shirt, just one shirt,
Okay.
and or give a promise to give a listener a shirt if they win the bingo. Listener bingo.
Oh, I see what you're saying. If they're
Yeah.
actually able to do listener bingo. Okay, interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Oh, maybe we'll see. I don't know.
I'd be willing to foot the bill for a T-shirt.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I won't.
We know, Sam. You cheap bastard. Speaking of cheap,
Since we are Cheapseat Reviews, maybe we should just go to Goodwill and find a T-shirt that's, gently used, and then just duct tape a logo on the front of it.
I like this idea. Actually.
This idea is better.
Yeah. it's
Hey,
like-
and one of us should wear that shirt for like 2 or 3 days. And wait, never mind. I'm sorry.
Oh. So it gets our smell on it, so the listeners
Yeah.
don't have her. No, that's better.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of things that's terrifying,
Chris.
did anybody have this idea or have this thought that Philip Seymour Hoffman in our movie sounded like Buffalo Bill from South of the Lambs?
Actually, now that you say that a little bit, he's kind of channeling his inner Buffalo Bill. Yeah.
I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill your girlfriend, and then
And then I'm gonna eat her.
I'm gonna hurt her, and then I actually really liked.
Would you
Phil.
try to kill me? I tried to kill me.
You hung me out of an airplane.
You hung me out of an airplane.
Yeah, I actually really liked him in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot. I thought he was fantastic, and
God rest his soul.
yes, actually, yes. Little known fact, most people don't realize this, but one of the first roles he did was the weird hippie funny dude in Twister.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The suck zone. When you get too close, it sucks you up. That's Philip Seymour Hoffman. Oscar-winning Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Would you go inside of a tornado? I'd go inside of a tornado.
In one of the only movies that I like Bill Paxton in.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Hey, bruh.
Hey, bruh.
Bruh. Tornado, bruh.
Okay, fine.
See, this is what happens.
Yeah, this is what happens because I gotta find it. There it is. Oh, wait, wrong clip. There it is.
Hey, bruh.
Damn it.
Hey, bruh!
There you go. So.
Hey, what's the name of that movie?
That was Nightcrawler.
Bamf.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I was like, I know Cordy knows the answer to this. Why does he? Oh, that's why he's asking. Anyway, sorry, we've tangented.
Where in the heck are we?
We've tangented around.
There's another bingo square.
Just random tangent.
Anytime we get on a random tangent.
Yeah, that might have to be like the center circle because that's going to happen every.
It's not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. That might have to be your kind of free space. So this movie, 2006's Mission Impossible 3, and some people are like, well, Sean, listeners of creators of Cheapseat Reviews, why'd you start at 3? There's 5 of them. Well, for one and 2 are not streaming currently. For 2, 1 and 2 kind of suck. And I watched the first one. I watched the first one in the theater with my father, and actually really enjoyed it at the time. It does not hold up very well. The second one I have actually seen pretty recently, and it's not a good movie at all. In fact, I remember hating it when I watched it the first time, and I had arguments with several other of my movie friends that I have arguments with, and I think it's
what?
Yeah, I know, right? And I think it's actually one of the worst John Woo movies ever.
You say John Woo movies?
John Woo.
Kind of
movies.
Moo.
Moo. Sorry.
I really thought you did. I was like, this is.
Yeah,
I like this.
One of the worst John Woo movies ever.
Woo!
Ric Flair's.
More Ric Flair, yeah.
Ric Flair's not pleased.
Yeah. So I think that movie got too magic. I don't know. It just seemed.
Yeah, they went more fantastical.
Yeah. Then grounded
Like
in.
Beast?
Yeah. Then grounded in kind of science and reality but these people can do extraordinary things.
Would you say it was impossible?
Well, yes, I would, but in the fact that it was like physics impossible.
Although we will talk about a certain moment in this film that bothers me about physics.
Sure, that's fine. Is it the exploding the missile and then the car thing?
We will see. It kept me out of the theater for this film because I was so upset about it.
Several people have said that, and it doesn't bother me, but we'll get there. That's fine.
I was just gonna say Tom Cruise has all the stamina, like all of it.
Well, he does. He has plus 45 stamina, so.
Which is actually.
Yeah. So then you get the fourth movie, right? Rogue Nation, or no, Ghost Protocol.
I have not seen that one yet.
Really? So yeah. I'll entice you with this. Sometimes, Sam, you and I and other people, I know Sam and I more or less more than some other people.
Yes.
We will actually go watch a movie because of the director.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to.
I like Christopher Nolan, so I'll go see a Christopher Nolan film.
Right, and that was the point. That was actually the example I was going to make. Is you probably were more excited about Interstellar because it was a Christopher Nolan joint than had it been Spielberg. Well, maybe that's not a good example.
Oh no, I'm
David Cronenberg.
more excited.
Or
there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, or Coen Brothers, which would have been a very weird movie. But anyway, my point is this: that movie, Ghost Protocol, is directed by Brad Bird. And you think to yourself, Sam, Brad Bird, that name sounds vaguely familiar. Well, he's the guy that...
Pixar?
Yeah, he's the guy that directed Tomorrowland, which we don't hold against him. The first half of that movie is actually pretty good. I'm not sure what happened in the second half. But he also directed The Incredibles and Ratatouille and one of my favorite animated films of all time, The Iron Giant. So... just going to say that. And I think 4 is fantastic. And then the fifth one is...
Superman.
The fifth one's fine. It's fine. It's a good action flick. The ending is a little weird, but it's a fine movie. It's fine. It's good. It's fine. So anyway, so that's why, listeners, I started with the third one. Mainly because one or two weren't streaming. But I wanted to do this one... well, frankly, because I wanted to. That's why. So there we go.
Because you wanted to.
Yeah. And this can be kind of like I know it's been like a year and a half since Philip Seymour Hoffman died, maybe 2 years, but
yeah.
We can pay a little say.
Did we do a little tribute to him at all?
I don't know if
After his
I don't think we did because I don't think we had a movie or anything that works, but
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm going to look it up right now because I don't know where a podcast when he passed away. Well, 2014.
Might have been.
I gotta find the date. Sorry, February 2nd of 2014. So we would have been a podcast for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
And frankly, I don't think we recorded the first episode until almost maybe like the week before that. So we probably would not have had the thought to do that kind of a thing yet. So
yeah.
So this can be this. This can be that thing. So we say thank you to him and his excellent things that he did. If you're still wondering what Philip Seymour Hoffman, what Mission Impossible 3 is, Andrew...
Oh, have we not done this yet?
No, we haven't.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Andrew will tell us now what Mission Impossible 3 is.
Is this the longest we've ever done?
Now that we're 45 minutes into the show.
Yeah. Yes. What were you asking, Corny?
This is the longest we've ever done before we actually...
got into the
No,
movie.
I think actually there was a couple of them maybe where one of us got into like...
Who shall rename nameless?
Well, no, I mean, it might have been me and Sam,
John.
but it might have been me and Corny or even Chad, where we kind of just really got into the movie, and then it was like, what is this movie about? Oh, right, yeah, so it's only been actually like 13 minutes, but anyway.
Not too bad.
Andrew.
Okay. Just to preface, IMDb once again has written a piece of gold. And so I checked with Netflix, and Netflix is just another piece of platinum as well. So I'm going to go with Netflix because it's slightly less irritating. So here we go. Semi-retired super spy Ethan Hunt is forced back into action to save a young agent. But his agency superiors may be double-dealing their operatives.
Wow, that's the longest one I've seen in a while.
But
you
put a little thing in the synopsis that's kind of a spoiler.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That is kind of a spoiler. But, with the Mission Impossible movie, you kind of expect somebody to be a double agent.
Well, I mean, this happened in the first movie. Spoiler. I guess that movie came out in '96, so you had a chance to
What's
watch
our
it.
rule? 5 years? 3 years?
I think it should be even less than that, but it's been, yeah. Is it 3 years? We did make a rule, and I forgot what it was.
I think
it's 3 years.
3 years, and we're good?
Yeah.
It was 3 or 5.
Unless neither of us have seen it, and then we just shut up.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. So anyway, had any of us not seen this movie before this viewing?
I have not seen this movie until this viewing.
Right, I forgot. That's right.
What's wrong with you, Sam?
You were going into
Well,
this
I refused.
Because of the weird physics thing.
Good for you.
Because of the physics thing, I was pretty mad about it.
I mean, before we ask that question with the physics things, and I know Andrew and Corny, you guys get your turn, but I'm just going to ask this, Sam, real quick. Have you seen any of them?
Any of what? The Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love the first one, and like you said, the second one is kind of bleh.
Yeah. So you stopped at 2.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a whole 3 more movies that are way better than either one of those. So
I know, and now I'm upset because I'll tell you what I thought about this one.
All right. So
when we get to me.
Yeah. So Andrew, your initial thoughts, sir.
Okay. I had seen this before, and it's been a while, so I had forgotten.
It's been a while.
A lot.
I kind of feel like I should have that queued up whenever that happens.
And so it was a good chance to revisit this one, and there are some moments in this that I enjoy. Is it my favorite Mission Impossible movie? No, but it's certainly better, like you said, than 1 and 2. And the story, the plot line, I enjoy the story behind this one. I think it's, is it kind of cliche to start with? Oh, okay, he's retired. Yeah, a little bit, but some of the twists and plot twists that we had in the movie I didn't see coming, but I remembered after I saw them again, and which I enjoy. I enjoy when they can trick me a little bit or make me think something else. And actually, had I been really focused, I probably would have caught on to some of the stuff that was happening. But I enjoyed it. It was a good action flick. To be honest, cannot stand Tom Cruise in anything. He is my Bill Paxton. He is my Ben Stiller. I just don't like anything he does. I think he's a terrible actor. And I have liked one movie that he has done, and I didn't hate him terribly in it. And we'll talk about that when we get to our top 3. But
so top 3 must have been hard for you.
Yeah, top 3 really was hard for me, actually.
Yeah. So you liked him in this one and hated him less and less. Okay.
Right.
All right.
So there you go.
Fair enough. Corny.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the explosion chase. That's my thing. But I was kind of okay with this movie. Like, it wasn't maybe because I'd seen it and I remembered what was going to happen. But actually, in this viewing, I had a problem with actually how he approached getting the rabbit's foot. I understand that his wife was captured, but this is like national safety. I thought these guys are supposed to be trained to not get emotionally invested in people. So I was more like, hey, your training, it failed. and then on top of that, you allowed yourself to be handcuffed to a table and watch.
Well,
I don't know.
But I'll say this just to that point, Corny. So far in the series, we've seen Ethan Hunt break into the CIA to steal a thing, so he can clear his own name, and possibly let the knock list out into the world. And then
I forgot about that.
And then the second one, he has to steal the world's most deadly virus in order to save the hot girl. So Ethan Hunt clearly has an issue for this type of thing. So
that's a very good point.
You know what I'm saying?
I've forgotten about that. He just wait, the girl's hot? Forget the job.
So in the fourth movie, he doesn't do it for a girl, but he does. I don't want to spoil anything for Sam, but he does allow a very dangerous thing go into the hands of the bad guy for the intent of trying to catch that bad guy, but it doesn't happen until the very last second of the movie. And then in the fifth one, I think that's actually like one of the only, well, no, actually the fifth movie he does it too, but it's to save his entire team as opposed to one girl or just himself. It's to save.
Don't you spoil this. Jerk.
It won't. It's to save the team. So, and to be fair to the character in this movie, he kind of does it all the time. So,
yeah,
that doesn't make it right or even good. I'm just saying that he does it.
I was gonna say, well, then they need to retrain him because, hey guys, will this mission have any possibility of Ethan having turned anything over to a bad guy? Say someone get captured. Yeah, let's not take him on this mission. Let's just let him sit this one out.
Yeah. Hey, Corny,
sit that one out there, buddy.
Corny, you'll appreciate this. I think you watched Chuck, right?
Oh yeah.
This is kind of like Chuck, isn't it? You know, Chuck. They go on the
but
mission.
Chuck's not a trained spy.
I know.
That's what
makes it worse, right?
Make it better.
So you're wanting more like James Bond, like cold, calculating, don't care if the girl dies. I'm gonna have sex with you even though I just killed your husband, kind of a thing.
Why not?
That was
that's
so
really
weird.
Oddly specific.
It was
Sean.
in the most recent movie. Like he goes to the funeral of a guy he's been tracking, and then
Shaka Khan.
And then that guy, sure. And then he like sees his widow and then has sex with her in the hall. It's really weird.
That's damn.
It's weird. Well, shoot, he did it in friggin' Skyfall, right? He meets that girl and she's like, I've been in the sex trade. They passed me around, blah blah. And then he meets her up in the shower and has sex with her. It's like, okay,
I'm already here.
Well, yeah. Anyway, when in Rome. I don't think you know what that means. Anyway, so continue, please. I didn't mean to derail. You have a valid point. I was just pointing out that this is a pathological thing that he does. So,
but anyway, in terms of action movies, I've just never been a fan of the Mission Impossible movies. I think because I've seen better spy movies or more cunning spycraft.
Sure.
This guy literally gets a bunch of gadgets and they kind of do the job for him. And I think I just kind of find it a little bland. Now, don't get me wrong. I still thought it was an entertaining movie. I mean, I watched it without being distracted. But I think just in terms of spy movies, I think I've seen better. And maybe that's my problem, is that I'm confusing it for this is more of an action movie and not necessarily a spy movie. And I think that may be where I'm getting my feathers ruffled.
Sure. Okay. No, that's fair. Hey.
Yeah.
2 thumbs down.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
okay. Sam.
All right. Well, this was my first viewing, mainly because I refused to watch it in the theaters because the trailer showed Ethan Allen running down the highway when the missiles were attacking, and the missile obviously hits the car behind him, and he flies sideways into a car that's to his left.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not an idiot. I know how physics work. That blast, if anything, would have pushed him forward towards the camera, not into that car.
I should have made his ears bleed.
So I was like, and not to mention, even in this movie, they there was no ringing of the ears, like Corny says. In all really good military movies, if a bomb hits real near you, you hear that high piercing sound in your ear for like 20 seconds. So it disappointed me. But no, I had a lot of fun with this. And I'm glad I saw it now. Now I'm going to have to go see the other two that I haven't seen because I really like this style of spy thriller. I think I even like it more than Bond type of things.
Get the F out.
I know the gadgets they use are, I don't know, they just seem more real world, even though they're kind of far-fetched. It just seems like, in a Bond movie, the gadgets are specifically made for a specific period of time in the movie that he will absolutely need that one gadget for.
Yeah.
The gadgets in this one seem like they could be used all over the place, and they were developed for that use.
Right.
Certainly the face stuff, I think, was the second movie they really used too much of it. Was that the one?
Yeah, the second one, everyone had a damn mask.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of
when
that.
he became Nicole Kidman, I was like, this is too much.
Well, the one that really annoyed me in the second one, have we all seen the second one?
I have.
I just don't remember it.
So the bad guy becomes Ethan. So not only does he know who Ethan Hunt is, who he does, but he knows what his hairstyle is today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he hasn't seen Ethan at all in that movie so far. And yet he knows what words to use, what his hairstyle is. He knows how tall Ethan is. I mean, again, this is Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is like 5'8". So there's, I don't know.
You can't shrink yourself. You can
Once he's in a movie, and then he's 6'3" on average.
Yeah.
No.
You can get fatter. You could wear padding. You just
sorry,
can't
he's
get skinny.
5'7". He's also a fourth. Thomas Cruise Mapother the fourth.
Oh, wow.
I think you're making up words. Snorkel, I can do it too.
That's what it says on IMDb.
You know what's hard to the one thing about Tom Cruise that drives me nuts?
No.
Is running.
His tooth. Have you ever
Mission
seen
Impossible 6 Rogue Tooth?
If you go to Facebook, I just posted a picture on our message. I want you to look at his tooth. You can never unsee it.
How it's kind of in the middle of his face.
It's in the middle. His middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle of his nose.
Yeah. If you Google it, there's actually pictures that have been drawn with a line down the middle.
That's what I. Yeah. That's what I. Just
that's
posted.
what you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I've noticed that a long time ago, but I don't.
You can't unsee that type of thing. But anyway, back to the movie. I enjoyed the twists. I didn't know where it was going. I loved I guess I missed this movie in the theater because I really didn't know who J.J. Abrams was at the time, or something.
Unless
is this after Lost or is this pre-Lost?
After Lost. This is pre-Lost. After Alias.
Okay, and I never watched Alias, so I guess I just missed it. But I think I would have been turned back to this franchise with this movie had I seen it in the theater.
Okay, I lied.
It's fun.
It's in the middle of Lost because Lost was 04 to 10.
Interesting. I wonder why I didn't give him a chance. But it was because of the dang trailer with him blowing sideways, and that just bugs me.
That does sound kind of funny, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Sean? What do you think?
Okay, here we go. I'm excited. So I picked this movie. So of course I own.
And
this.
I'm sorry. This movie sucks. It's the worst movie ever.
Okay, that's fine. I own this movie. Shocking. Though I don't own it on Blu-ray. I need to get it.
That goes on the bingo card.
Yeah. Oh, that Sean owns the movie that we watch. Yeah. That's actually pretty fair. Yep. So I saw this in the theater, and frankly, Corny, the only reason why I'm surprised you and I didn't go see it because it was in 06. I was living in Wilmington at the time.
Back when we were neighbors by 3 hours?
Yeah, we were on the same road. We lived off the same road, but it was 3.5 hours away from each other.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. May of 2006, so I would have been in Charleston doing the TV show. So I must have watched it down there.
Was that amazing
that fantastic Palmetto Point TV show that I was on?
Oh,
wow.
I went looking for a trailer for that the other day. And,
Blessed be the funnel cake.
You could find okay. You could find the trailer for it on YouTube. I did find it might have been on Vimeo, actually. I don't know. But they made a That'll be funny later in the episode.
Yes. Love it.
I actually found so they were filming when we were filming the TV show. They were filming a behind-the-scenes documentary, which was supposed to go on the DVD set when this was ever going to hit DVD, to have get behind-the-scenes footage of the making of Palmetto Point. And instead they turned it into a documentary called Breaking Point, and basically the rise and fall of the producers of this failed TV show. And I watched the whole thing, and it completely changes kind of the tone, because again, from what I remember, it's different than the documentary kind of paints the producers as these kind of happy-go-lucky, oh shucks kind of guys. Oops, we screwed up and we did some bad things, but we really tried hard. And I remember the horrible people trying to have sex with random people, and the drunk nights, and one of them getting stuck in a bathtub. Like, that's the stuff I remember. So, again, another story for another time.
We know you had fun, Sean. That's fun.
Yeah, it's okay to
unfortunately, I was the guy having to drive these assholes home. Anyway, that's fine.
I swear, by the way, I was in a hotel bar with one of them.
Really?
I was at a conference in Raleigh, and one of your producers was talking about the show and what he was doing in this hotel bar in Raleigh.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I think I talked about that a long time ago.
In 06?
Yeah, because he was talking about Palmetto Point.
Holy shit. Was he a big fat guy?
He was a bigger guy.
Well, so there were several producers. I know people don't care about this, but the big fat guy was John Kearns. He was the main money. He was the guy that, he wanted to install the casting couch. If you don't know what that means, Google casting couch.
Yeah, you don't want to know about.
But you want to keep the safe search on.
Should I Google this?
No, again, keep safe search on, or do it at home in the privacy of your bedroom. And then there was Then there was Bo. Bo was like 5'3", and then there was my.
Well, see, this guy was sitting at the bar, so it was hard to gauge.
I'm just gonna ask: did he have a mustache with really dark black hair?
Oh God, I'm trying to remember.
Was his name Ron Jeremy?
He had dark hair. It wasn't gray or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. There was a couple other producers. I don't know. There was a couple.
He had to have been a producer because he was talking about Palmetto Point.
Well, there was
the bartender like he was a bigwig.
That actually sounds like John Kearns, because only he would try to use that to gain influence over anybody. Anyway, in fact, it doesn't matter. That show sucked, and may it rest in shambles. But Mission Impossible 3. So, like I said, I saw it in the theater. I own it. I really, really like this movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
Apart from Sam's little physics issue, which truly is an issue. I'm not sure why they did it that way. Maybe they just wanted to have a cool scene where Tom gets thrown into a Dodge Stratus. I don't know, but
yeah,
I don't know why.
Really, that is such a. I mean, on an otherwise great movie.
It really is.
That's a scar for me. Yeah.
This was JJ's directorial debut.
Yep.
Very
expensive electoral.
It was a $150 million budget, which is a lot of money for a directorial debut for a dude. And
but at this time though, he was huffing it with Lost.
Well, yeah, Lost was a thing, and Alias was a thing, and he of course used those connections. Right, so he brought his buddies Alex Kurtzman and Robert Orsi along to write.
Wasn't Kurt Russell in that? Not Kurt Russell. Carrie. Was it Carrie Russell?
Yes.
Wasn't she one of his things?
She was Felicity.
Felicity.
Which I don't know.
That's the only thing I know her from.
I think Felicity was. He created Felicity.
Okay. So I knew she had something to do with him.
Which is funny. She wasn't actually the original cast member for that role, but of course he did it. He brought her in, and he had a couple other people. The dude that's talking that Tom Cruise is talking to at the party, who when after Tom Cruise talks about the magic of traffic and he walks away and the guy pretends to snore. That guy.
Oh,
he's in every J.J. Abrams movie. He's in Star Trek Beyond. He's in Force Awakens as the fat pilot.
He's also a guy from Heroes. That's where I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Heroes.
They must be buddies.
Yeah, it's all well. Hollywood. I've mentioned it multiple times. Hollywood is very incestual. If you get the right friend, then you're good to go.
Are we talking like Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina Jolie, or
No, nothing like that. But anyway.
okay?
But you can, yeah. So back to my initial whatever. I'm just gonna simply say that I genuinely love this movie. I think it's fun. This movie was the perfect, and we've talked about this also on the show. Sometimes movies catch us in the right or wrong mood, and this one just got me. I was kind of having a rough day yesterday with work and some family things happening, and I was just grateful for 2 hours where I can just enjoy. And I can't turn my brain off because that's part of my job with this show is to engage and to critique and things like that. But I just was enthralled with it. I forgot to take notes for about an hour. So I have a lot of notes, but there's like about a good 30 minutes that I forgot to take notes, which is fine. I got into the movie. The whole Vatican scene I just got into and just...
Oh, that Vatican scene was fun.
It was just...
Wow.
The movie is that. It's just a fun movie, and I really enjoyed it. So to all of your points, no, this is not a perfect movie by any stretch.
No.
But I'm just going to go ahead and say it, since we're not going to do Mission Impossible movies as our top 3. This is my favorite of the franchise.
I'd have to go back and see the first one again. It's been a while.
Well, you need to watch 4 and then 5
Yeah.
to make a judgment call.
What would you think about 4 and 5? Where would you put them?
Well, if we were going to rank these in order, I would rank them as 3, 4, 5, 1, 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm similar to that. I would say I actually liked 4 than this one, but the rest of it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah. The big difference between 4 and this one is 4 has more humor.
I think that's why it appeals to me.
Yeah. I mean, because Simon Pegg is in it more. It's not a spoiler. It's just Simon Pegg is in it more.
Yeah.
And so when you bring him into your movie, you're going to have some more humor. And Jeremy Renner adds an extra... They replace the Ving Rhames character for Jeremy Renner.
Oh.
So
they got rid of the black guy?
Well, no, he's technically in the movie, but he's in the last 5 minutes of the movie. So, but they bring in Jeremy Renner as a really...
I like Ving Rhames.
I do too. In fact, the only part about the second movie I like is when the bad guys are shooting at him and they hit his jacket. He goes, "You shot my Versace," and then he kills him or something like that. Like, that's the only good part of that movie.
I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the only part I remember.
Right, it's not a good movie. So anyway, that's how I would order them.
I will say this movie has spoiled Kerry Russell for me for a while.
Why?
With her little nose explosion.
Oh, that was gross.
And the look on her face.
That face.
Like, oh, I can't make love to a face like
that. Let her die with more dignity.
I thought it was a cool way for them to simulate what was happening in her brain, but yeah. It was gross
absolutely.
As hell.
But she had like that dead fish eye.
Yeah.
And then her other eye was like,
off to the side,
like she was kicked by a mule or something.
Yeah. She was kicked by a brain.
She's ruined.
Bug. Yeah,
she's ruined.
Yeah. That one, that's actually, you're right on that one. This is actually our second Kerry Russell film.
What was our first one?
Well, you missed that particular episode, Sam. But it was the...
You were attacking a giant ant or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that was... Yeah. That was you with the ant. No, it was the We Were Soldiers episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was in that.
Did she have a lazy eye?
No, she just had a baby and a husband.
Oh, so she was ruined.
In a bar.
You have a baby in a bar. Yeah. So anyway, I think this movie has one of the coolest cold opens in a film ever.
Absolutely.
I mean, you just walk into this thing and you've got no flipping clue what's happening, and it's intense, and you're like, whoa. Yes. And then you hear them pull the trigger, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. You're like, they kill Michelle Monaghan. She's hot. You can't shoot her in the face.
I know. I will say Melissa McCarthy is amazing to look at.
Honestly, other than her husband, you're probably the only person that's ever said that, Sam.
Yep. I would watch more movies with her in it.
Well, I mean, she's in more things. She was in.
Oh yeah. What else was she in? Hold on, let me check IMDb.
Can make
Who
sure
are we
you
talking
actually.
about? I'm sorry.
Michelle Monaghan, not Melissa
Oh, Monaghan.
Mudgett.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, Michelle
Did
Monaghan.
anyone else notice, and I didn't notice it until the last couple scenes, but did anyone else notice she is like bow-legged? Like her knees
I didn't notice.
almost touch when she walks.
There's probably a reason for that.
That's.
Jeez.
Did you just go?
Wow, he
Seymour
did.
Hoffman on us?
Wow, that's gross.
There's what we're reason for that.
She did. I liked her in.
Those jeans.
Well, yeah.
She was in a movie called Penthouse North.
So she's in a Machine Gun Preacher, which is actually a
she
good
is.
movie.
Yeah.
I like the movie. Source Code. She was in, which is actually a pretty interesting movie with our Jake Gyllenhaal.
Hey, look at that. She's our comic book connection. She's in Constantine.
Wait, what?
Uncredited. Ellie, uncredited.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's the friend. Yeah.
I think we have better comic book connections than her. Don't you think?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
what's his name? The Superman's boss.
Wouldn't
Lawrence
Superman-
Lawrence Fishburne is
Lawrence Fishburne? Yeah, he's
Perry
in
White.
Perry White. We've got. Why do I feel like Ving Rhames has been in a comic book movie?
No, I don't think it.
I mean, he was in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Bring out the gimp.
Pulp Fiction was in him.
Oh.
There's what about Simon Pegg? Has he done any comic book movies? He's obviously done the Star Trek.
I'm really starting to like the
Star
movies
Wars.
he's in, by the way.
Simon Pegg?
Simon Pegg, yep.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Most of the movies he's in, I've really liked.
He's obviously our Star Wars connection, other than, of course.
Hey,
JJ,
Ving
but-
Rhames was in Aquaman back in 2006.
What?
Wait, what?
The cartoon, I guess.
Yeah. No, Aquaman. It's a pilot. It was
Oh.
supposed to be a show. A young 20-something diver
Oh.
living in the Florida Keys discovers he has the power to breathe underwater.
Wait a minute, hold on. We got a pretty good other one. Friggin' Billy Cudrup was Mr. Manhattan in Watchmen.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I knew we had some good ones.
Okay,
so-
I'll allow it.
Yeah, that will. Yeah, you can't not.
Big old blue penis.
Blue penis and everything. Yeah.
Was he?
Oh,
I thought they used
completely
a
nude.
different actor for the Manhattan.
No, it's him.
Like they had the human and
Is that
the
what the
blue
kids
guy.
call it now?
Yeah.
I got my different actor here. So you can have the my penis stand in.
I don't know if you want to say stand in. That just seems.
No, apparently.
Yeah.
So anyway,
They don't have a lens long enough for some of us.
No.
So.
Penis jokes are great.
We've dropped to that lowest common denominator.
Yes, we have. The only thing we're missing is a good fart joke, or maybe I already did. I don't
Chad's not here.
know.
God
rest his soul.
God rest his soul. Yeah.
That sounds like that's been tampered with.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Oh man. Inside jokes are great. So Sam, so you were talking about
Yes.
one of your issues. So I have a couple of issues with the movie. I will admit.
Okay.
This has some issues. So, issue number one. If Luther misses with those 50 cals, the movie's over. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
he's shooting in a building with 450 cals with track balls.
I did notice that, and I am horrible on those trackballs on computers
Like
or video games.
I couldn't get past round 6 on Missile Command. This guy's shooting 4 of them, So anyway, but that was so. I don't know.
Maybe there's some sort of chip inside of him that, like, the computer knows not to fire in that direction.
Oh, maybe I don't know. He is good with computers, so I guess maybe he's good with the video game. Maybe we can make that connection.
I'm just saying.
That's my only excuse, but I kind of thought the same thing.
So a defibrillator. Anybody
Yes.
taking CPR classes or anything like that?
Yes, I am actually.
So Corny, so if you've taken defib training, you know that when you hit someone with a defibrillator, the shock doesn't go to their brain. It would kill people. Like, electrical current in your brain, death, right? So,
Yes.
in order for them to actually have stopped the charge in her brain with the defib, they would have had to shock her brain.
Put it
That
on
is
either
correct.
side of her head, right?
Right, which would have probably just instantly have killed her.
But I mean, you have that, or you have explosion, and then lazy eye.
Right. So, I mean, I understand like what the movie.
Yo,
was.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, a 5 Goes West reference. That's definitely not on the bingo card, man.
Nice. Yahtzee.
I am super impressed, Corny. I didn't even know you knew that movie.
Thanks to you. You made me watch it.
I love that movie so much. That might even be my music. I don't know. No one knows what that means. What? Oh, they only escaped with the attack helicopter because that pilot decided to be slick and try to go through the big wind turbines. Right?
Yeah.
There was no reason for him to do that.
You just fly over.
Right? Just
You know why he did it?
no. Please tell me.
His co-pilot was like, "Bet you won't go through there."
Right?
Here, hold my beer.
Or it was a hot chick, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get them some bitches," and he's trying to pretty to death. Yeah, that's the only reason why.
You've been in South Carolina too long. That came out too naturally.
Yeah,
Some bitches.
Some bitches. Yeah. Well, it happens. Yes, because because being 2 hours north where you are in Shelby is such a more highbrow society than where I am here.
Well, I do believe it's scientifically proven that the further you go north, the more civilized society becomes.
I think that's actually the more farther north you go, the bigger asshole you become. I think that's actually
true too.
pretty accurate.
That's why New York smells like shit.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. I love that Big Apple.
No, I don't. I've actually never been.
I'm just kidding.
I've never been to
I
New
love
York
apples.
City. I've been to New York State, but never been to New York City. But one of my best friend Chris, his grandmothers live in upstate New York, and she is what you would just consider your prototypical New Yorker. So like when we went to visit, she had to work. She worked at a hospital, so she'd come home. She was a nurse, or a nurse assistant, or whatever that she was, and she'd come home and, "Hey, Grandma, how was your day?" These mother effers. I mean, she would just like rant and rave for 30 minutes and use every swear word in the book and some that I'd never heard of. And then she's like, "Okay, so what's for dinner?" I'm like, I don't know. So anyway, yeah, New York, it's great.
I smelled it once.
Oh, that's a fun. So, how many of us actually have been to New York City?
We literally drove around it from Jersey.
Yeah, same here.
I saw it from afar off when I was at the Newark airport.
Yeah, flying into Newark, you can see the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And at the time, the
So-
two towers for me.
You do get a kind of a whiff of the smell. It's kind of like a cross between urine and Indian food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The smell of desperation and arrogance all at the same time.
So I'm the only one who's actually been to New York
Yeah, how
City.
about that?
That doesn't seem likely.
Well, hey, it's all right. I'm probably the only one of the four of us that's been to Alaska.
Yeah.
Couldn't turn it into a joke fast enough. I'm sorry. Alaska, what? Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, and Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii too. So, but I know Sam, you've been there. So,
Oh yeah.
That's why he's not allowed back.
actually.
and they allowed him back. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was there, I know Sam, you went there and you saw some scenes where they filmed Jurassic Park, right?
I literally stood at where the gates were to Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
In fact, I do think I have a picture somewhere of where I have photoshopped a raptor behind me as I was running away from it.
Right.
So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, when we were there, they had just wrapped. Not just wrapped. The movie had come out in theaters, but the atoll, the big giant floating metal city they built for Waterworld, was in the harbor, and we got to see it.
How do you always do that? It's impressive.
What?
Yeah.
Somehow make a reference to Waterworld.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Joe Pesci, we just say, but you actually have a
Yeah.
reason for Waterworld every time.
Every time. A legitimate reason.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't mean for that one to happen, but yeah, we saw the atoll, and my
Did you have to
aunt-
pay?
No, not
Oh,
atoll.
nice.
Nice. And my aunt who lives there, she was telling us about it. They said, yeah, the production company sold it to Japan, and they're going to tugboat it out to the Pacific and sink it to help build up their reef. So I was like,
Interesting.
That's kind of cool. So just like Kevin Costner's career, it's at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. No, I'm just teasing.
Oh,
I'm just teasing. He's had some good movies since then.
Hey, one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm just kidding, actually. But a movie I like to watch every once in a while when I get For the Love of the Game.
Oh, okay.
It's a good movie. Good movie.
Yeah.
is that the one where he's pitching the perfect game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he makes.
That's a darn sad movie.
It
I don't
is.
like that movie.
But I like the one line that he says is oh, damn it, I've already forgotten the line.
No,
but it's the mechanism line, like, or stop the mechanism or something like that. And we're trying to get the crowd to just basically zone out, which I thought was pretty neat approach to.
He goes, humana, 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 humana.
No,
Or he does that high-pitched noise that Sean was hearing last week. He has it pumped into his ears.
I was actually pretty fortunate enough to be able to edit around a lot of that noise, so people might not actually hear a whole lot of it. They're just going to hear a lot of our reaction to this kind of phantom noise in the show. Well, I was going to say, what was I going to say? Oh, no, my boss over the weekend saw the Hidden Figures movie, the Kevin Costner joint with the African-American women who worked on the space program. And she said she walked out of there sobbing, just crying.
What?
Because of basically...
Because of Kevin Costner and his great acting.
No, she said because of basically, not to bring the show into a weird place, but basically about how awful we as a society treated African Americans and how everyone was just okay with it. It was just, it was just a thing that was accepted back then, and she said when the movie was over with, people were actually applauding the movie. She said,
oh, wow.
Yeah, and she said, and that doesn't happen very often.
Especially in a movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she said it
Didn't
was.
we have that happen with what movie did we watch where people applauded?
Us?
Lego movie.
Yeah, we went and saw something.
No, I wouldn't Lego movie because that was kids. Was it Force Awakens? I know
Force did. Well, when I saw Force.
Shoot, I was clapping.
We saw
after
Force. Yeah.
I had.
I know they clapped after.
Was it Deadpool? Clapped?
I don't know. Maybe.
Remember.
There have been movies where I went to. Heck, I remember going to see Attack of the Clones, and when Yoda came in the scene to fight, the theater I was in went ape shit. Like people were screaming, and then when he started jumping all over the place,
babies were being born.
Like seriously, like cats and dogs were living together in that moment. It was bananas. So,
B-A-N.
So anyway, back to this movie.
Yeah. So what were your other problems there, Sean?
So that was one. What was one of my problems? The helicopter bit was one. So they do this in this movie, which I have complained about a dozen times on this show at least, when the camera shows us actors reacting to a situation that they wouldn't normally act in. Meaning, it's the Hans conundrum, not Hans. It's the Kristoff conundrum from Frozen, right?
Okay.
His whole plan is to kill the older sister so that he can take over the kingdom. That's the plan for him going there in the first place, is to either marry the older one so he can take over the kingdom, whatever. His whole plan is nefarious. Yet he meets the younger sister, and they have this cute interaction, and then he falls in the water, and then he has this sweet little smile like, oh, I'm in love. No, he wouldn't do that. He would put his fingers together and go, right. So in this movie, we kept having these moments where, Lawrence Fishburne's character, he's like having these looks like he's going to be the one who betrays everyone.
The bad guy.
He's the bad guy. And I'm like, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kept getting annoyed with these moments where the actor is by himself and he's having reactions to things that he wouldn't have if he were.
So it was the opposite of Frozen. So this guy was promoting that he's evil.
Right. Yeah. The movie wanted you to make. Yeah. The movie wanted you to think Lawrence Fishburne was the bad guy.
Maybe he has gas.
Oh, and there's the fart joke.
There you go.
So
this episode has it all.
I'm just saying, when I don't feel
Bible references, gas,
as fresh as I should, I make faces too.
It's kind of like how a baby, that you think they're smiling and really they're crapping their pants.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. V and Rames used the wrong phrase. A fulcrum? No, that's not a fulcrum. That's a pendulum there, Chief.
Pendulum, yep.
Get back to your
The
simple
fulcrum
machine.
isn't the fulcrum where it pivots?
I don't know. It's a
maybe the fulcrum.
Isn't that a bad guy organization in some Marvel thing?
Actually,
that
maybe not Marvel, but it definitely is a.
Yeah, Fulcrum's a bad guy organization in something that I've seen. I don't remember.
Okay.
I swear, no, fulcrum, because I believe I saw this on like Sesame Street or something.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Fulcrum definition. Physics.
I got also a little bit annoyed when after he escapes from the Chinese building and then he.
Hey, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He lands on the ground, right? Of course, we have to have the bit where he is suspended over the ground by a wire. Fine. He does it in all the movies.
Which is iconic.
I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. But then he drops the canister, and then it's like a cartoon where he's like getting hit by cars, and he's having to chase it, and and he might as well.
It needs to have that Benny Hill soundtrack.
Oh, not the circus theme, but yeah, yakety sax.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yakety sax need to be playing. So I mean, other than that, really. Oh, why was the train yard on fire? What was that all about? It was weird.
Detroit.
Yeah, it was like, how did they film that in Detroit?
Shanghai, Detroit.
And that's really kind of it. So let's play.
Quick statement here.
Yeah.
Fulcrum.
Yeah.
Is the evil organization in Chuck. How about that?
That's what it was. Always comes back to Chuck.
I will mention that fulcrum is the point on which a lever rests or is supported and on which it pivots.
Right. Yeah.
So we were both right.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Something just to going back to things that bothered us about the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This particular movie and a lot of spy movies do this, and I've never understood why they do this. If I'm a spy, I'm not going to use my real name.
No kidding.
Yes.
And if I work with, if I'm an agent, I'm not going to shout out the other agent's real name in front of other people.
All the time.
I'm certainly not going to say, tell me about your new girlfriend, Julia, over, some sort of radio that anybody could hear.
Yeah.
That just, it really bothered me.
Very unprofessional.
They did it the whole movie. It's like, I mean, it started from the beginning of the movie when Carrie Russell or whatever, she's like, Ethan. All she does is scream his name, and then he throws a gun at her. Or Ethan, and then he lands on the truck, and he says, I forgot Ving Rhames' name, but what was his name? Luther. And then the guy drives off. Like, everyone was saying their names casually. It was crazy. So, no, you're right. Why do they do that? I don't know. Why does Bond always use his real name? Don't you think people would eventually, figure that, James Bond?
Oh, by the way, I read a little opinion article that James Bond is just a code name. And that each Bond that we see is a real Bond, but they're all dead.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. Is that they just use the name James Bond, but they all have different...
The James Bond, whoever dons that name, is designed to die in incredible, situations.
Right.
Whatever the case may be. But I thought that was pretty interesting. An interesting thought towards that.
Yeah. Corny, did you see our? We have a psych connection.
Carlton Lassiter in the background there.
Lassiter, he had one line. But
Did I see Dolph Lundgren in this movie?
I don't think so.
I
You
swear.
always see Dolph.
I swear he was in that almost the final scene. I don't know. Let me.
You would have.
I doubt it. He'd been real old then.
Well, no, not 06. No, 06 he's in the kind of the prime of his 40s. I'm saying he's come back since then and done Expendables movies.
That's a good point.
He's not in the credits.
What year was this movie again?
06.
06. I could have swore. I'll have to find the time.
Yeah,
of the
if you
movie.
can find it and screenshot it and send it to us, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't. I mean,
but his name would have been.
he's not in it, and plus he's such a big man.
He was huge.
Yeah, he's freaking huge.
It's huge, man.
Good to see the science behind the making of the masks. You know, like you need a
that was
photo,
cool, especially after they used it so much.
Yeah, I thought that was cool because it made it kind of real and less magic. Like they based it in science, which I'm really good. I really liked. I think that's JJ's good with that kind of thing. I mean, I actually recently rewatched Force Awakens this weekend, and there was a couple moments where they get a little scientific-y, little science techy in the movie, and I'm like, yeah, it's JJ. But then I had my two issues with that movie. Kind of bothered me again, but that's fine. Was it necessary to gag him like Silence of the Lambs? Thought that was kind of weird. Whatever.
Hey, again, maybe that might have been a homage to Buffalo Bill.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or
I love that his getaway music was "We Are Family." That cracked me up. And then my next note was 2 hours to get the gear for their op in China. I wrote, I couldn't drive to Dick's Sporting Goods, buy a baseball launcher, get it to the roof of a building, and then set it up in 2 hours, let alone do all the other things you need to do.
If Batman can get from the middle of the other side of the world to Gotham in literally 12 minutes, anything's possible.
One more reason why I hate that movie. Ugh, that movie sucks. I had to actually argue against somebody about that movie. They're like, no, it's a good movie. I'm like, please explain to me the good parts, because I haven't seen any.
Was his name Alan?
No, I wasn't Alan.
Oh.
I mean, literally, the only good part about that movie is Anne Hathaway in leather. Like, she was the best part of the movie because she's hot. Other than that, that movie's terrible.
Yeah, that leather didn't breathe very well, so I'm pretty sure she...
So I created a little game for you guys. You ready for this?
Oh.
Please. Okay, yeah.
This is what I'm referring to as the Tom Cruise... I wish I had a sound for this. Here we go. This is the...
Son of a bitch must pay.
All right. The Tom Cruise movie checklist. All right.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
So can we all? So we'll take turns. Who can guess what I? And I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Wait, no, I didn't mean to put that there. I meant to put that there. So I wrote down the 4 things that I see in every Tom Cruise movie.
Yes.
All right. So we each get a turn. All right. Okay, that's fine. Andrew, besides that, do you have a guess?
Tom Cruise without a shirt on.
That'd be Matthew McConaughey.
Does he go shirtless? Does he go shirtless in this movie?
Not in this one.
Oh, okay.
But most of them, yes.
Yeah, he does do it. I know he does it in like Reacher, and he's doing it actually more often now because he's like, "Hey, I'm 50 and I'm still in shape." All right, not on my list, but because it wasn't in this movie. But okay, corny.
I'm sorry. What was the first thing you said?
Well, Andrew said he's shirtless, but that wasn't in this movie. But it does happen often.
Sorry, ride a motorcycle.
Riding a motorcycle. Bing.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have a Bing. What do I have?
Hey, remember that one episode I tried to do Bing like way early on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about There we go. So I don't have anything for a Bing. No, I don't. So anyway, there you go.
Don't worry, Bings are worthless. Ask Microsoft.
Oh.
Shots fired.
What? There we go. So, okay. Sam.
I would have to say run.
Yes. Run.
Yes.
Definitely. So
Do the Tom Cruise run.
Yep. There we go. You get a
Hey, brah.
You get a that for that.
Woohoo.
Andrew, you want to try another one?
He's wearing sunglasses.
He's wearing. Well, is that a thing? Is that a thing?
It's a Top Gun thing.
Yeah, he wears some of
Certainly.
those aviators. I guess he wears them in Days of Thunder. Dolph Imposter at 147-ish.
Yes.
Do you want me to pull up Netflix and look now?
If you want to, but we can continue playing this game.
All right.
So I'm trying to think.
Yeah, think about something that yeah.
Something that he has a woman.
How about be more specific with something that he always does with said woman?
Kisses them.
Or I was going to say sex scene, but okay. That's fine. Sex scene. Ding! Yeah.
That's right. Because he has to remind the world.
Not a great plan.
There you go.
Just like the South Park trying to get Tom Cruise out of the closet episode did so well. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Is
Okay.
that a thing? All right, Andrew, back to you. I have one more on my list. This one's kind of hard because...
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I don't know. Fire is a weapon?
Well, no, he doesn't do that in every movie.
Okay.
Unless you want to make another penis joke there. Corny, you want to take a guess? This one's a little hard from... this one's difficult to...
Let's see. It's a motorcycle. He always wears a leather jacket.
He does do that. I didn't write that one down, but I think you're right. He probably does always wear a leather jacket. So I'll add that to the list. Leather jacket. Leather jacket. The last one I wrote down was he yells at people. He's always yelling at somebody.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, get out of the way, or
Show me the money.
Show me the money. Yeah, he's
You complete me.
yeah, so he's always yelling at somebody. So that's my Tom Cruise.
Could you imagine that scene if he had yelled that?
You complete me. So that's my my list of Tom Cruise things.
Stupid book.
So there you go. I do need a ding, but I don't have one. I mean, the closest thing I have to a ding is just simply that. It's my my rooster tail. For such an occasion as Sam decides to let one loose, whether it be in English or German.
6, 4, 3, 6, 7. Okay, wait. Okay.
All right, so you said what
Wait, did he let one go in German once?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, or you might not have been on that episode, but he freaking
Good job, Sam.
he dropped one in
Thank you.
German, and then I was like, wait a minute, do I need to go back and edit that? And you were like, yeah, you might want to. Like, oh, man. So, all right, so Sam, I'm watching the movie. You said an hour of 147?
147. Yep.
Look, there's
Dolph
only
Lundgren and
Chinese
Buster.
people.
Oh, you got to keep moving then. Let's see.
I mean, seriously, there's nothing but Chinese people, and then Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Okay.
All right, whatever. It's fine.
Hold on.
You're in.
Now it's right after he knocks over the pile of stuff. Oh, maybe it's 147.46.
All right, so he punches the guy. Oh, because he has blonde hair?
Well, he looks like Dolph Lundgren.
Actually, okay, I can buy that in the action scene
Yeah.
here. I can kind of get that a little bit.
Maybe he was just around. Although now that I've seen it again, he looks smaller than Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, because he's the same height as Tom Cruise.
Same height as Tom.
So either Tom Cruise is on an Apple box or that guy. Because Dolph Lundgren
Maybe he has some apple bottom jeans
and boots with the fur. Corny, are you impressed that I know the lyrics to that song?
No, I'm disturbed. That,
the whole club was looking at her.
I was looking at her.
She hit the floor, and the next thing you know, she was going low. Low. There you go.
Actually, we should just do a podcast of us.
That's it.
Of us reading lyrics.
Of reading rap lyrics. Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody actually posted on my Facebook page. It wasn't on my Facebook, it was on Facebook, and it said, someone's got a gun to your head, and you have to rap an entire song, and if you make a mistake, you die. What is your song you're rapping? And I immediately said, Gangster's Paradise, Amish Paradise by Weird Al Yankovic. That one or White and Nerdy by Weird Al. That's about it.
Actually, so
Weird Al's a little harder, or the White and Nerdy's a little
I
harder.
bet he is.
No, sorry, gross. Anyway, go ahead, please. According.
Oh, I was gonna say I was riding with a buddy. Probably in the summer last year, and we were just kind of listening to the radio in my Charger, and rap song came on, and so it's from like the '90s, so I remember it, and I forgot what song it was, but I get halfway through it, and he goes, "I didn't know." I said, "What do you mean you didn't know what?" And he goes, "You're black."
Oh my gosh!
I was like, "It happens."
All right, Sam, what are you sending me now? Oh, I'm not watching that now. All right, cool. That's it. That's kind of it. I got some other stuff to talk about. But that's like the first time I saw this, I couldn't believe that they killed her. Like I was actually really like when they actually showed her getting shot, I was like, holy shit, they killed her.
Damn, she gonna be in Mission Impossible 4.
Right. Which she actually is. That wasn't for you, Sam.
Spoilers.
I know. Or is she? I don't know. I do know, but I'm not going to tell you, Sam, because that actually matters to the story. So maybe she's there in a flashback. Maybe she's only there in a memory.
Oh,
I guess you'll have
a song.
I don't know. I can make it into a song, maybe. She's only there in the flashback, just there in my memory. I'm gonna go drink some beer now and kick a deer in the knee. I don't know.
Damn.
I'm bad at songwriting. That fulcrum jump bit, the pendulum jump bit makes my butthole pucker every time. I don't have that one on clip. I wish I did. I don't have. Well, maybe I do, but.
That one made my butthole pucker.
Yeah, did I capture that one from Bad Boys 2? I don't know if I did or not.
I think you did actually.
Yeah, I should have if I didn't. But Bad Boys 2. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that one puckered up my butthole.
Yeah, so. Yeah, there we go. Tropes. I wrote the Popeye moment. You know, he's looking at the girl, and then he has to stand up and fight Philip Seymour Hoffman with his elbows. Inside job.
Which was
trope.
a dumb fighting thing.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It was fine. The thing is that it makes it kind of believable. Is I don't think of Philip Seymour Hoffman as a physical type of character. Like he's a smart bad guy. He's not a punch you in the face kind of bad guy. You know,
right.
He's. I don't know.
He's a great bad guy, though.
Oh, he was a great bad guy. He was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I wish he could have been a bad guy in more things, but he's more of a. I'm trying to relate him, corny. Like he's not your. You know, I'm trying to think of muscle-bound villains. A lot of them are. You know, he's more sinister. He's Doc Ock, not, Venom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, I got you.
But in this movie, they had him. But Ethan was all busted up and jacked up with that thing in his brain. So that's why he was kind of able to punch him. But man, when he went by the truck, that part was cool. I still think that's a cool way to die.
Only works when you're the size of a.
Yeah, it works
child.
when you're small. Yeah. Well, it was also a good bit in the movie Speed when Keanu Reeves did that to Hoffman. And not Hoffman. What's his name?
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper. I had Dustin Hoffman in my head. Dennis Hopper. And then he has that line, "Yeah, well, I'm taller." So anyway.
That's when they're all like, "Yeah, good job, Keanu."
Yeah, good job. Now let's go make John Wick 2. Because I actually told my wife, I said, I really want to see that. She's rolled her eyes. She's like, "Yes, I know. Every time the commercial comes on, you say that." I said, "But I want to watch it right now." So anyway.
Well, I'm guessing I'm back.
Maybe, Corny, maybe you and I can meet up in Spartanburg and we'll go watch it together in a movie theater. That sounds like a lot of fun. We should.
I'm good. I'll get my tetanus shot and I'll be right on down.
Shut up. Spartanburg's not that bad. The beacon's there.
That is
right, isn't it in Spartanburg?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Ish. Yeah.
Go there and get our grub on. So ready for clips? Clippy clips. Good. Okay, I'm gonna play him. Sam just sent me a message. He had to go help the wife and kid with something. So we're gonna trudge on without him. So here we go. Clip number one. Little clippy clip number one. With when Sam mentioned this earlier about talking about girlfriends and stuff, a little radio etiquette here. But nope, not in this movie.
So, Raider 1, at some point we gotta go over this whole getting married thing.
Negative observer. I don't respect you nearly enough to have that conversation.
You may not respect me, but for now you're stuck with my voice in your head.
Which is how I feel about this podcast. No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
I've always thought if we had comms, it would just be Sam constantly saying, "Sam, stay off comms." No. Well, I was thinking about Antonio Banderas and how he's European.
How he's French.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
Damn it, Sam! I'm trying to concentrate.
No kidding. Corny, could you imagine when you and I were working theater? Could you imagine him on comms with us?
Oh my God!
When we were running the theater show, he would. I wish Sam were here right now. Sam, hurry up and get back.
I'm here. I'm back.
We're basically making fun of you at your expense.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I'm gonna play the clip for you real quick, Sam, so you can hear it.
Okay. Yeah.
So rate of 1. At some point, we got to go over this whole getting married thing.
Negative observer. I don't respect you nearly enough to have that conversation.
You may not respect me, but for now, you're stuck with my voice in your head.
So that led us to the idea that if we were ever on comms for whatever reason, you would just constantly be just like spouting nonsense and talking about the example we used was how isn't Antonio Banderas French or something? And
obviously we've played Halo online a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
But like, so my where I was going with, because Corey and I worked theater together. We worked at theater, and you wear comms in the theater when you're working backstage and at Spotlight Towers. And I said, could you imagine Sam like commentating the show as we're watching it? And oh my gosh, as fun as that would be, I would never want to have to do that when money was on the line. That's all I'm gonna say. There you go. Though it would be fun to get you to come run camera with me at Carowinds one time. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to hear what you have to say.
Well, I don't know. So I don't like to be cold, and the ice show.
Carowinds, again, camera work is outdoors at the amphitheater.
Not a lot of fun.
You're actually going to be super hot. So you'll be sweating your balls off. You'll lose 3 pounds. The camera's kind of heavy. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And the ice show doesn't exist anymore. They've long since ended that. There's like some Cirque. From what my buddy told me, it's Cirque du So Boring is in there now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a Cirque du Soleil show, but basically it's like 3 people and they do like the same 3 tricks over and over again.
Is that like the off Broadway version of Cirque du Soleil?
Basically, it's like a dude does a couple bike tricks and then somebody does. They installed a zip line in there, Corny, from the Spotlight Tower to the stage, and then there's something else.
That seems oddly familiar.
Yeah, only that it's a person instead of Snoopy's doghouse, an 8-pound doghouse. It's a person.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that Snoopy?
I could tell you, but
North Korea.
No, actually, somebody took it home. I think Joe tried to steal it, but I think someone took it home. Joe, I miss Joe. So the Brassel, after they get back, Lawrence Fishburne's character, right? He goes on a pretty long rant, and I loved pretty much every second of it. But listening to him rant for about 5 minutes would be kind of boring for the show, so I boiled it down to my favorite 30 seconds of Lawrence Fishburne.
Mr. Brassel, it's unacceptable to judge Agent Ferris's competence.
It's unacceptable that chocolate makes you fat, but I've eaten my share, and guess what?
2 laptops were recovered.
I'm aware of that. We've
That's a
talked
bad edit,
to tech
sorry.
services. They doubt if they can reconstitute the drives. Crispy, I believe, is what they called them. Worthless.
Mr. Brassel, as operation manager of this office, I have the authority.
Excuse me, did you just throw a title at me, Mr. Musgrave? I don't care if your daddy plays golf with the president. And he remains invisible. He's a damn invisible man. Wells, not Ellison, in case you want to be cute again.
So I like all of those moments. Sorry for the awkward edit. But the thing that bothered me, not bothered me, but that I was always curious about is when he says, he's the invisible man, Wells, not Ellison, in case you want to be cute again. I had to look it up in the trivia to figure out what the hell that meant. So what that means is that the Invisible Man is in terms of Wells, not Ellison. H.G. Wells wrote The Invisible Man, in which the title character is a scientist who can make himself physically invisible. Ralph Ellison wrote Invisible Man, in which the main character is an African American, considers himself a member of a member of a socially invisible minority. So, I mean, that's a line that really makes you have to think and know, which again, I love J.J. Abrams for doing.
Stupid effing book.
Yeah, I actually would have been perfect for that moment. So I really appreciated that little bit there. Here we go. Simon Pegg being funny.
City. What the hell was Davian doing at the Vatican?
It's all got to do with the rabbit's foot.
Rabbit's foot.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming it's like a code word for something he's about to sell to an unspecified buyer for $850 million, by the way. Or maybe it's not a code word, maybe it's just a really, really expensive bunny appendage.
Benji, you're great. Thank you, Corny, for that picture and group me. That makes me happy. I knew someone stole it. I just did not know who. Here we go. I thought this was just kind of a funny little thing that happened in the middle of the movie. In the middle of this intense action scene.
What's up? Nothing. What's up with you?
Nothing.
I kind of feel like Philip Seymour Hoffman just decided to say that.
Yeah, maybe.
I kind of feel like he winged it.
Yeah, maybe.
Which I thought was pretty funny.
That's a conversation that I have on the daily.
With
at least.
With who? Your wife? Your children? Yourself?
With someone.
The dog?
During the day.
Okay.
Yeah. Student, coworker.
We made a reference to this earlier, but here you go. This is 22 seconds of just wonderful. What's his name?
Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Yes, thank you. Gosh, brain. Sorry. Here you go. 22 seconds.
Every buyer you've worked with, every organization.
What the hell is your name?
Names, contacts, inventory lists.
You have a wife, girlfriend?
It's up to you how this goes.
Because you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to find her. Whoever she is, I'm going to find her and I'm going to hurt her.
That's so good. I love it. And 41 seconds. I know it's a little long. I apologize, but this made me laugh. Again, super serious movie. We need to have a couple little moments of brevity. And enter Simon Pegg.
Ethan. What? No. Really?
Listen to me very carefully. I need your help.
I need to trace location. The last call made from his phone. No, look, Ethan, shush. They're looking for... Everyone's looking for you. Everyone I know, they're looking for... I just looked it up. Okay, you're on Interpol's most wanted list, and that, by the way, is a spectacular list to be on. Whatever happened, I'm sorry, but I'm hanging up right now. I don't have time for this. What do you think happened? I've been set up. I think I like my job, okay? A lot. All right, and you know they're going to be taping this call.
And you know you can erase it. I'm giving you the number right now. Are you ready?
All right, just hang on. I'm going to lose my citizenship because of this, you know?
73442.
Anyway, I didn't mean for that last bit there. It just cracks me up. It's good. It's fun.
You know why? I just thought of why I like the Mission Impossible stuff better than Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Allen is always when he is in his missions. There's always like more than one thing going on. In terms of he's having to navigate several different things at the same time. When he's in trouble or when he's going through things, and I think I like that. You know, I don't know. It just seems like he has to be a multitasker.
Well,
multitasker super spy.
I'll say this to that very point. I think that I like them better for this reason, and I think, Sam, you're trying to say the same thing I'm going to say. I'm just going to use it, say it differently. And correct me if I'm wrong, which I know you will. Is I think that the Ethan Hunt character in these movies, he's more clever than the James Bond character. James Bond is brute force. That's all he is. He's Wolverine. I see a problem and I attack. And there's never any cleverness to it. There's hardly ever subtlety. It's just bad guy shoot. Bad guy shoot. Bad guy shoot. Girl sex.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Ethan's having to be subtle and, you know, kind of be creative and I'm in a foreign country with no help, and I have to do these things and come up with, you know, a lot of times, yes, he gets cool gadgets and he's able to use tech to help him. But I mean, gosh, the tech for the scene with the Chinese, I mean, that was good. That was you know, Dick's Sporting Goods in China, you know, like that was rappelling gear and a baseball gun thingy. So. And some trucks. So is that kind of get what you're saying, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good.
I think so.
Cool. You ready for some trivia? Yeah. No. Okay. Good.
Some trivia.
Now for some more bad news. Ready?
After the success of Shaun of the Dead, Simon Pegg was asked whether he was going to be pursuing a career in Hollywood. To which he laughed and replied, "It's not like I'm going to be in Mission Impossible 3." 2 years before they made the movie, which is great. As the production could do nothing about inquisitive crowds watching them while they were filming in Rome, they actually set up a phony second unit a little further away, hired several girls in bikinis, several older women dressed up as nuns, and pretended to be filming takes for the film, while the main unit got on with their business largely undisturbed. That's fantastic.
Huh.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Katie Holmes, Lindsay Lohan, Eliza Cuthbert, and Jessica Alba were all considered for the role of the Lindsay Ferris character.
I would go with Eliza Cuthbert.
Elisha Cuthbert. Sorry, I said her name.
Would she have been old enough in 2006?
Mm-hmm. Well, she's my age, so she would have been 20.
She looks young.
Yeah, she would have been 20-something. 20. How old were we, Corny, in 06?
25.
25.
Yeah, 25. So, yeah, she's been 25. Gosh, she's so hot.
She is.
I'm looking at pictures of her now. And sorry.
Are you okay, Sam?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm all right. I'll be all right.
This moment of stalking is brought to you by the internet.
She's just very attractive. Yeah, I would have been.
His job.
I think I would have been better. I don't know about Katie Holmes. I can't see her as action star girl. And Lindsay Lohan. I don't know. Was she still? When was Mean Girls? I'm gonna look it up. Mean Girls was in 2004, so this was right before she went down the weird place. Because this was
before.
Can we see her in an action role?
I still can't see her in an action role. I think,
at least with the Elisha Cuthbert, I think, don't we have
24? 24, she's handled a firearm, and Jessica Alba, of course, we had her as in the.
I mean, she has superpowers, so maybe she might have been a good choice.
Yeah, she probably would have.
She's got superpowers. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has the power to make a terrible
movie. Yeah.
Twice.
That wasn't all her fault, but she didn't help. She just made it pretty, but. Studio filming took place at the sound stages at the Paramount Studios lot, which for the previous 18 years had been used solely for episodes of Star Trek. J.J. Abrams would later direct Star Trek 09 and Into Darkness.
Coincidence? I don't think not.
Don't think not?
I don't think not.
When Ethan wakes up...
Arrows will block out the sun.
When Ethan wakes up tied to the chair... and Brownway, who is the dude what shoots the thing up his nose, he shoots. He's also a comic book connection. He was in Hancock as the guy what gets his hands chopped off.
Oh.
Yeah. And he was in the Sherlock Holmes, Robert Downey Jr. flicks as Lestrade. So anyway, he shoots and Brownway shoots the charge up. Ethan's nose, the hand seen holding the gun to Tom Cruise's nose is not Eddie Marzin's, but Tom Cruise's own hand, because they kept trying to do it, and the gun was hurting Tom Cruise, and so they just made up his hand to make it look like the other dude, so he knew how not to go too far up and hurt himself. The same goes for when Musgrave puts the phone to Ethan's ear, and then Ethan bites Musgrave's hand. The hand that Cruise bit was not Billy Cudrup's, but again his own hand. So
you think that it's a like almost egotistical actor who's like, just let me do it myself. Let me do it. You can't do it the right way.
Well, I would like to. I'm going to give Cruise, and I know you hate Tom Cruise, so you're biased in that way.
He is goofy.
I am going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say they were trying to film it, but because of the guy standing and Cruise is sitting, and he couldn't put the gun up his nose without it hurting. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, him saying, hey, this hurts. Here's another idea. So I don't know. Maybe that's what he said. Maybe he's just
Don't press so hard. You might mess up my teeth.
Yeah, who knows?
Tooth.
So
that's true. He's only got one. It just takes up his entire face.
So he's a squirrel, is what you're saying.
Or he's a Who from...
he's half of a squirrel.
The Who movies. The Dr. Seuss movie. Recasting. Do we want to do that game on this? We want to recast it because, frankly, I'm good with pretty much everyone.
I'm good with everybody in there. Yeah,
I mean,
it still feels fresh. It still feels like they just made this movie.
Well, I mean, to you, obviously, you just watched it, but I mean, my point is that Sam, obviously, you're watching this with fresh eyes. But literally, the only thing in the movie that kind of makes you realize this is 2006 were the cell phones.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they still had a drone shooting people, and they had, you know, they still had pretty good tech that we kind of still use today. Other than them not using iPhones, I mean, you couldn't really tell it was 06. So
the good news is they had 3 minutes after 9 o'clock.
Right, because that was a thing back then. Oh man, no kidding.
And they also had, a family circle. So
I will say this: you can kind of see why America spends so much money on defense when they have a truck full of what? Corny, what do you think? How much was in that truck? $20,000-$30,000 worth of computers in that
Easily
truck.
worth of computer gear.
And then they put
Like,
C4 on and blow it
My
up.
first thought was no.
And then some kid's gonna come by and see those 4 50 cal tripod stands just still sitting there.
Heck yeah.
Don't you think maybe? They
And that
could've-
darn baseball thing on the roof.
Yeah.
Man, I'd eat that up.
Don't you? I mean, hold on. Let's just think about it. Why couldn't, like, if they had not blown up the truck as cavalier as they did, maybe Luther could have gotten back into the truck and used a 50 cal on the attack helicopter. You know, or I don't know, whatever. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Soundtrack grade. I'm going to give this, Mission Impossible. It was good. It was what it needed to be, and this is kind of our first foray into Michael Giacchino.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Although I really didn't notice it.
There was here's what I noticed. This happened about 3 or 4 times where the scene is really quiet, and all you hear is the guy on the bongo just kind of lightly playing the little, just these little taps. I thought that was brilliant because it was simple and just reminded you of that this is still. I thought it was fine. But I'm a huge Giacchino fan. Oscar winning Michael Giacchino. So.
Yeah.
So I thought it was great. And there you go. All right, time for this. Top 3 Tom Cruise films. That's what we chose, and that's what we're going to do, and there's nothing you can do about it. Here we go. Andrew, this will be interesting for you since you are not a fan.
Yeah, here's my shit list. All right, here we go. So, number 3, I'll start with that. And let me just preface this. I like these movies because of the movies themselves, not him. Except for maybe number 1, and he's okay in that movie. All right, so number 3, Rogue Nation, which we've already talked about.
Okay.
I like the film. I think it's good.
Which one is that one again?
That's the 5th one.
That's okay.
I'll make that my honorable mention.
Okay.
And then Night and Day, which is a comedy that he's in.
Action comedy, yeah.
Action comedy. He was okay in that because he wasn't supposed to be taken seriously. And so I appreciated the opportunity not to take him seriously.
Yeah.
Valkyrie, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a pretty good one.
And I just like the movie. Again, I think he's awful in it, to be honest, but I like the movie.
He has a great German accent.
Which we did for this movie, for the podcast, by the way.
Yeah. And then number 1, and I actually do like this movie, and I do like him in it.
Episode 55.
Mostly. And that is The Last Samurai.
All right.
I've never seen that one.
Oh.
No. I think I've seen the end where they get mowed down by a machine gun, right?
By the Gatling gun?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
I've seen the end. I know.
Oh, dude. Oh, man, that sucks.
Spoiler.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay.
Sorry.
Such a good movie, though.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah, it's more than 3 years. Way more than 3 years, right?
Tom doesn't die, but anyway.
Oh, he just multiplies, right?
Yes, that's right.
That's how it works.
Yep. Cordy.
Yo, what's up?
Your turn, pal.
All right, so let's throw out an honorable mention to Vanilla Sky because why not?
Just because of the nakedness.
It's just such a weird movie.
It is.
I watched it not actually for that reason, but someone told me it's like a trippy ass movie. So once you get past the
Is that the one that he and Nicole Kidman were in together? It was kind of mostly like a porno.
Pretty much.
Or was it Eyes Wide Shut?
Oh, yes.
No, that was Eyes Wide Shut. Vanilla Sky is the super trippy kind of mind.
Cameron Diaz is in that one, I think.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Is she? I don't know.
And that weird Spanish Mexican girl.
Where is Vanilla Sky?
It's not Selena Gomez. God, I'm horrible at names.
Yes, we know.
She's very pretty. Except
Cameron
she's got a
Flint,
weird.
That's who you're thinking of.
Who?
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz. Yeah.
Wait. Isn't
What did we call her
Footface?
again? What was it? Hand face?
Footface.
Footface.
Yeah.
So wait. So Sam forgets that's what we called her. He's like, oh, this is beautiful. Good gravy. This is Cheap Seat Reviews in all its glory.
Yeah, we're horrible people. I'm sorry.
We really are.
All right, go ahead, Corny.
So sorry, that was
So Vanilla Sky,
but
not Eyes Wide Shut.
not Eyes Wide Shut. My number 3 would be. Sorry, my list refreshed on me.
Okay.
My number 3 would be. Why computer?
Is it a Mac?
You know it's not. Does Sam go now?
Okay. No, sorry, I'm good. Sorry. My number 3 is Interview with a Vampire.
All right.
Oh, yeah. The little girl in that steals the show in that movie.
Brad Pitt?
Nice.
You like
I
that?
served that one up perfect.
Yeah, I pulled an Andrew.
That was great.
You just beat me to it because that's what I was going for.
Nice.
I couldn't unmute my microphone fast enough.
Oh, sweet.
Nice. Well done.
Yes.
My number 2 is Jerry Maguire.
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Show me the money, and shout out to that little kid who had to deal with him.
Yeah. Okay.
With the 8-pound head.
He was in a couple. He was like that weird kid that was always in like every movie between 95 and I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, we need a
And
kid
then
with
my
glasses? Yeah, get that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. My number 1 is gonna be Top Gun for right now,
Nice.
but until Top Gun 2, which I imagine will be just the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it's coming out. Maybe.
It's coming
out.
Nice.
He wants the world to know he's coming
that
out.
he really isn't old.
Is that the song from the South Park
No.
thing? Oh, okay.
Oh no, you need to see the coming out of the closet. Yeah.
Okay. Who's next? Sam.
Me. All right, I've got an honorable mention of Eyes Wide Shut.
Okay.
And being Kubrick's final film, it was interesting. But the biggest thing I remember at the time, I was dating a girl up at App, and we all know who she is. But she turned to me at one point. She goes, I imagine that's what your fraternity does when you guys get together.
Oh, God.
Talking about that final scene with the music being played backwards and all that sort of stuff. And I said, yeah, that's really close. I said, yep, you got me now. So I chuckle every time I see that movie. My number 3 is Far and Away. Beautiful soundtrack, and I enjoy that story. And he makes a good little Irishman.
He does. He actually does a
height.
pretty good Irish accent too.
Yeah. My number 2, I've got a Spielberg favorite of mine, Minority Report.
Okay.
Creepy and cool. And my number 1 is a recent one, and I have this on my DVR, and I've already seen it twice since I've recorded it. Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
With Live, Die, Repeat.
I was wondering if that was going to come back. Andrew groaned.
You didn't like that one? I had fun. Mainly because he's an idiot in that movie.
Yeah,
You know?
which made it less irritating.
Oh, dude, I forgot about one movie. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
All right. Right on. My turn? Yeah.
Yep, your turn.
All right. So I wrote.
No one cares.
I wrote several honorable mentions because, again, I always do that in case one of you guys pick a movie that I pick. So, unfortunately, two of my top three have been picked.
Sean.
Yeah, I know. So, honestly, if it weren't the rule, I would make this movie my number one. Honestly, this is probably one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, seriously, I love this movie and I love him in it. But that's against the
Kiss him on
rule,
the face.
so I'm not going to do that. So instead, my honorable mentions will include A Few Good Men, and then Minority Report. My number 3 was Far and Away. Again, when John Williams at his best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ron Howard directed film. My number 2 was Oblivion.
Oh, you liked? Okay.
I
all right.
love Oblivion. I think it's wonderful,
pretty good.
and I love the twist, and then the second twist at the end. I think it's just a beautiful film, and I like the concept. And then my number 1 was The Last Samurai. It's a wonderful film. It's a long film, so Sam, if you ever get a chance to watch it, tuck in.
But I've already seen the end.
Well, you should still watch it. You need to know there's some characters that you don't get to see in that last moment because of reasons that you need to see. Like Crazy Irishman guy is in this movie, and Timothy Spall, who would play Wormtail in the Harry Potter movies, is in this movie.
Okay.
And it's just a really cool movie, and it really kind of gets you an idea of Japanese culture. And I made the joke after I watched it, so Tom Cruise is the reason why Pearl Harbor happened. Great job, Tom Cruise.
Oh, ouch.
That's not true at all, but it's the kind of my joke that I made. Obviously this movie happened way before World War I, let alone World War II. Anyway, but it's a cool insight into Japanese culture and things like that. And it's not just a movie where the white guy has to be the hero kind of a thing, though he kind of is the white guy who's the hero. But anyway, it's more of an Asian. Actually, Andrew and Corny, if you've seen it, Andrew, I know you did watch it. Corny, have you seen it?
No, I have not.
It's basically an Asian equivalent of Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
You know,
okay.
I assumed it was.
Yeah, it kind of is that. So,
Although, I like Dances with Wolves until the end.
what part of the end?
Until like the final 20 minutes of Dances with Wolves, I would not watch.
Like when he had to fight against the white man, and
They kill his horse, they kill his dog.
Yeah, it does get super.
Oh,
sad
so it turns
there.
into a country song, is what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They are out in the country. All right, that's gonna do it for us. This show needs to wrap up because it's been.
It's been a
like
while.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Sorry, before we go, I have to say this. We all forgot about Rain Man.
I didn't.
You did?
Yeah.
You did?
I don't think of that movie as a Tom Cruise movie. I think of that movie as a Dustin Hoffman
Dustin Hoffman movie, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Tom
Not to
Cruise
mention-
is just in it.
I just can't watch that over and over again like these other
And Tropic
ones.
Thunder. Let's not forget about that.
Ben Stiller movie. Won't watch it. So, yeah, I mean, there's some other good ones that, I mean, I liked Jack Reacher. I actually really liked Edge of Tomorrow. I liked War of the Worlds is awful and should never be seen by human eyes.
It has moments.
No, it doesn't. It's terrible.
It does. There's a few
No, it
moments
is
in
terrible.
that's pretty good.
It's terrible.
It's awful. All of it. It's awful.
Terrible.
The Firm is good. A Few Good Men, I said. Days of Thunder, which we did for the show, is fun.
Oh,
So,
damn it. Forgot about that, too.
yeah. So even Legend, old movie. So good. He's done some good work. I think he's a fine actor.
Yeah.
To each his own.
Yeah, and that's fine. Again, we all have our thing, and that's fine. Sam was in love with Bill Paxton, and
Hey, bro.
actually, Corny, I don't really know who you hate as an actor. I know who you hate in life and other things, but I don't know about as actors.
I'm thinking, like, who do I hate? Well, I mean,
We all know. It's okay.
yeah, I hate a lot of people.
Yeah, it's fine.
Chad.
No, actually, I could say two
Rest his
words.
soul.
Like I could literally say one person's name, and I could ruin Corny's day. Seriously.
Oh, wow.
Corny has a hatred for this person, and that we all share. I'm not gonna say it on air, but we all share a fairly disliking. But Corny has a hatred for this person on a deeper level.
Oh.
And before
Oh, yeah.
I make Corny out to be this horrible person, this person did a horrible thing to Corny in a very personal way. So Corny is totally justified in his hate. So there you go. I'm going to stop talking about this.
Did he steal food? Did he steal food from Corny?
No.
Isn't that a cardinal sin with you, Corny?
I mean, sure.
Stay away from your food.
But
you could kill my wife and child, but if you get my food,
stop it.
Yeah.
There will be no survivors.
Stop it. Anyway, we're going to move past that and do our top 10 or out of 10 for this movie. So, Andrew, you're out of 10, sir.
6.61 large teeth out of 10.
Large teeth. All right.
Like beavers.
Jeez, zombie beavers. Corny.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5 Running Man out of 10.
All right. Man, that scene though, you got to admit, the scene when he's running along the causeway there, but that was because he ran the whole way. Like, you can only do so many takes of that. You know what I'm saying? Before he's completely spent. And then I love when he comes out the window and the camera follows him down. That was just a cool shot. I just was really impressed. Sam.
Must be all that tiger blood he takes every day.
Well, I think being J.J. Abrams' first movie, he had all these little ideas in his brain.
Oh, yeah.
From when he was,
Yeah,
so
he's probably sitting there going, now I have a budget so I can do all this cool stuff. Before I was stuck with, I only have a $1 million budget, per episode. Now I get $150 million, for a movie where they don't spend all that on production, but you don't.
I'm gonna give this one 7.1 franchise savers out of 10.
Yeah, heck yeah, that's a great way to recall it because I'm actually curious. So the first movie, it made money, right? The first one had your budget of $80 million, and it grossed worldwide. I'm always going to give you the worldwide. I gotta find it. It grossed worldwide almost $500 million.
Wow.
So the first one made some money. Okay, so good for that. The second one, Mission Impossible 2. I'll click it on here. It was John Woo directed. It had a budget of $125 million and grossed, again worldwide, actually more, $565 million. So maybe, I don't know. So then this movie comes along with your $150 million budget. Anybody want to guess the worldwide money on this? Once IMDb loads?
380.
380. So you're saying worldwide is 380?
Yeah, worldwide 380.
All right. Anybody else want to make a guess?
Yeah.
No? Okay. Just shy of 400 million. So it just so made less than that one. And then Rogue Nation or Ghost Protocol made like almost $1 billion.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was like 850 million or something like that. It made a lot of money. I don't know what the fifth one made. I haven't looked. So anyway, so with all that being said, I really like this movie a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. I just enjoy the hell out of it. So I'm gonna give it. You know what? I'm gonna give it an 8.25. Exploding Lamborghinis in the Vatican. I like this movie.
2 weeks in a row, and I was not the highest vote.
No, well, that's okay. I really am a big fan. I think it's fun. For what it's worth, the fifth movie also had a budget of $150 million and made worldwide $680 million. So, I mean, franchise is making money. People at Paramount are doing pretty good. No one's going hungry over there at Paramount. That's all I'm saying. For what it's worth, Ghost Protocol, $145 million budget. Worldwide was, I was way wrong. I'm sorry. It was $700 million, not $800. $700 million. There you go. That's it. That's your show. Thank you for listening. Oh my gosh, that was a long episode, but I appreciate you listening. All right, so, little housekeeping items here. Next week is our 150th episode. How freaking cool is that? 150.
A fight to the death.
So, you, the listeners,
Yes.
as you always do, support us as you have. We decided we want to treat you guys with something wonderful for our milestones, right? Our 50th,
Absolutely.
Our 50th episode, we did Star Crash, which was a fantastic film. And if you really want to know how fun it was, you should go watch our YouTube episode. We did that one live in front of people. It was fun. Our 100th episode.
They didn't throw anything at us that
No
time.
one did. Our 100th episode, in fact, it's so long ago that Andrew was in the audience. Our 100th episode, we did Iron Sky, which was also a fantastic movie with space Nazis. So with the moon Führer. So we're going to continue this tradition with episode 150. We are going to watch Troll 2. It's on Vimeo. It's not even on, it's not even on Netflix, YouTube, or Amazon. It's on Vimeo. So I will post that link on Twitter and Facebook when we get closer to it next week. So
it will be very special.
So with all that being said, thank you for listening. Check out our website, cheapseatreviews.com. Email address, of course, is cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. And on behalf of Corny, Andrew, Sam, and Chad, may God rest his soul, we say thank you for listening and good night.